hard season, it is easy to wonder if God can use you again. But brokenness doesn't cancel out your purpose. It can clarify it. When we go through deep valleys, purpose often feels lost. The things that once gave us direction can suddenly feel distant. Our dreams can feel distant, our confidence and our drive or our motivation to move forward. But God never stops writing your story. Even in the waiting, He is not just restoring your strength, He is rebuilding your calling. So today, I want to share 3 ways you can begin to rebuild purpose after you have been broken. These are small, practical steps that open space for God to bring beauty out of what was broken. So, number 1 is revisit your source. What do I mean by that? Well, let's refer to John chapter 15, verse 5. And it says, I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Purpose begins with connection, not performance. Sometimes when life breaks us down, we try to rebuild by doing, by working harder, chasing productivity, or even forcing clarity. But Jesus invites us to remain, to reconnect. Ask God, what part of my story do you want me to use next? Your source, which is God's presence, is where purpose starts again. When we reconnect to the vine, we don't have to strive to produce fruit. It flows naturally from the connection that we have with God. So if you feel aimless or disconnected right now, start right here. Don't chase the next big thing. Sit with God. Listen. Be still. Because when you return to your source, clarity and calling begin to flow again. Number 2, rebuild through service. In 1 Peter 4, chapter 10, it says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace. When we've been broken, it's tempting to turn inward, to focus only on our healing and our recovery. And sometimes that is necessary. But there comes a point where God begins to gently nudge us to pour out again. Serving others often reignites passion and direction. I've seen it happen in my own life. And I know that if you've been following along with my journey, that I've been recovering from unexpected back injury. And there were moments when I felt empty. Yet when I encouraged someone else, just as I'm doing right now, God refilled me in the process. Sometimes healing deepens when we help someone else to heal. Your purpose isn't waiting for a perfect version of you to arrive. It's waiting for a willing heart. Even the smallest act of service, a kind word, a listening ear, a prayer, can become a seed of renewed purpose. Number 3, reframe your story. In Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, it says that when Joseph was going through his situation, this is what he said: "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." This verse is a reminder that pain doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you to reach out to others. When you look back at what you have walked through as you go through your valley, don't just see the scars and the bruises. See the story that they tell. Every valley that you have survived has equipped you with compassion, with empathy, and with wisdom. And that is something that someone else desperately needs as they travel through their own journey of challenge. Reframing your story means seeing your past not as wasted time, but as preparation. The very things the enemy used to break you are the things that God will use to build others up. So instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask God, Lord, how can you use this through me? Your story becomes the testimony that lights someone else's way. So, in closing, rebuilding purpose takes time, but every small step counts. Start by revisiting your source, who is God. Then serve from where you are. And then reframe your story as a tool of grace. God never wastes our pain, and he never wastes our time. He transforms it into purpose. You are still called, you are still chosen, and you are still being rebuilt by God, who is the one who makes all things new. So, my lovely people, which step are you taking this week? Are you going to start reconnecting? Are you going to start serving? Or start reframing? Share in the comments below so that we can continue to encourage each other. And if this has encouraged you, please do share it with someone else who needs to be reminded that brokenness doesn't end your purpose. It can be the beginning of a new one. Thank you so much for joining me again today. And until the next time, take care.